A recent shock in the data center power loss exposed the problem which no one had imagined, a shock which left the entire grid without power. You might think it was those big data centers juicing out all the power from the grid. That was not what happened. In fact, it was exactly the opposite. And in this video, you will learn what that problem was and how or if it can be managed. Hello, I have been electrically biased for more than a decade, and this is Energy Explained. This is Data Center Alley, a 30 square mile beast in Virginia. It powers about 70% of world's internet traffic. Microsoft, Google, Amazon, all here. And guess what? These centers now suck as much power as the entire city of Boston. Yep, just the data centers. But on July 10, 2024, boom! A fault on a transmission line triggered a surge protector near Fairfax, and 60 centers went offline in unison. That's over 1500 megawatts gone instantly. They switched to their diesel generators like, nope, we are out. Alright squad, let's zoom out and see what's actually powering these data centers, because trust me, it's not just one fat cable and a prayer. You've got your general transformers supplying the primary power and massive generators as the backup, both pushing power through the thick bus bars and cables. All this incoming power doesn't go straight to the servers, no. It flows into a whole row of industrial grade UPS system. So let's say a transformer goes down, no biggie, generator kicks in. If the generator fails, boom, UPSs are battery backed. And if the UPS unit has an issue, surprise twist, there's another UPS backing that one up. These UPSs also do maintain quality of power into these racks. Redundancy on redundancy on redundancy. It's like power relay race with no weak runners. Their goal, zero interruption, no risk, ever. But what exactly tripped the entire system and all these 60 data centers hit the panic button? Get ready because this part is wild. It's because of this lightning arrestor. And on 7 p.m. of July 10, 2024, a lightning arrestor did fail on a 230 kilovolt transmission line in Eastern Interconnection. That kicked off a permanent fault and locked out the transmission line. So what's a lightning arrestor anyway? Think of it like a surge bodyguard for the grid. It's designed to catch high voltage spikes, usually from lightning, and simply dump that energy into the ground before it can fry your transformers or line. But if that arrestor fails, like it did in this case, the surge can go wild, trip protection systems, knock out entire transmission line, or could even blow up the transformer. Basically, it's one tiny part with a huge responsibility. There were 6 separate faults in under 90 seconds. This led to a series of short supply disturbances, lasting a matter of milliseconds before the system corrected itself. But it was enough to cause the data centers in the area to automatically switch to their backup UPS system as a precautionary measure, because data center loads are sensitive to voltage disturbances. Result, 1500 megawatt load disappeared off the grid almost instantly. Data centers just said, nope, we are out, and flipped to generators and UPSs. Because remember, data center loads are crazy sensitive to voltage dips. And if series of faults happen in a short period of time, the backup systems at many data centers do not automatically switch from UPS back to the main grid and have to be changed manually. Here as well, data centers' load did not return to the grid for hours. Now, grid needs to maintain that balance between demand and supply of energy. With 1500 megawatt of energy out from the grid, they need to reduce the supply, else it might blow up the fuses breakers due to excessive supply. So yeah, a failed lightning arrestor, millisecond flickers, 60 data center gone, grid goes oh snap and scramble to rebalance. All this from a lightning arrestor that didn't do its job. It wasn't something the grid was built to expect. Operators have always planned for big generation drop offline, but not like this. Definitely not 1500 megawatt at once. Here's the kicker. This isn't one-off. In Texas, same deal. Crypto miners and data centers going offline has caused more than 30 near misses since 2020. One transformer trip in Western Texas caused a 1700 megawatt oversupply, and it's only gonna get worse. NERC, the grid reliability watchdog, says blackout will become more likely as more AI, crypto, and cloud computing centers come online. So what's the fix? Designers need to come up with solutions so that we never see such situation in future. What do you think? Let me know your solutions in the comment. Smash that like button if you learned something today, and subscribe to learn more about energy tech that's powering or breaking our world. Until next time, stay grounded. Peace.